The team at AW Landscape Design Studio have been steadily improving their template drawing. That's the environment that they use on all new projects. So they've added all their favourite plant symbols in the block library associated with this drawing. They've attached their own plant database file. We go gCADPlus, edit plant list. They've actually taken the standard Garden CAD one and added to it extensively. But they're in a degree of predicament and puzzle as to how you work with layer visibility. And they've had some trouble distinguishing between turning layers on and off here. So I could say I want all all use layers on. And they're asking the question, what about this switch here where it's all layers? So I'm turning all those layers on. Notice that the layer L image is not used. That's if you wanted to a Google Earth image, you'd have it on that particular layer. So that's one way of controlling layers. So as it stands right now, all used layers are on. However, and let's go back here, it's obviously very messy to work with. So you can use, if you go into layers again, you can use this layer states manager. I find it awkward to work with, but they've been experimenting with it. And for example, if we want to, our usual design work, so let's pick that one and restore that state. And what that'll do is remove a number of layers. So we're designing, this is the base concept, if you like, a couple of eucalypts existing, letterbox. It's how the hard elements will be sorted on this image. So I'm working just in model space here, switching layers on and off by using this, layer states tool. That's this one up here. If I say all layers on and restore that, we go here and the messy bit reappears, but you might still find a layer left on or off if you do that. So it's always safer to go to your layers manager, all use layers are on, and my view is, while that can be handy, that layer states manager, I would prefer, let's go to our landscape plan A2 and zoom extents. There's our landscape plan as we would show the client. But all layers are on. We don't want if we pick a symbol, notice that's the construction layer on. So I prefer to control layer visibility in the layout itself, and to do that, select the floating viewport, which by the way has a fixed scale, and just zoom in a bit and position your mouse just inside the floating viewport window, and you can pick viewport layers. And notice that I've turned off the dimension layer here and the smart label. So I'm controlling things using this viewport layers here, and that's zoom extents. What it's not controlling was that construction layer. So if I dive in here now, go to viewport layers, I can turn off the plant construction. All gCADPlus symbols have that construction information surrounding the symbol. So there we are. That's managing, if you like, very easily the visibility of different layers within different viewports. For example, if I went to the A2 landscape plan at 1 to 50, just showing the species now, I could do that. And now each individual plant symbol is labelled. So we now know that's Hymenosporum flavum. So can you see, it is a lot easier, I think, to manage layer visibility in the viewports, because that's where you plot You can take advantage of what we were doing initially by coming here and saying, well, I go to my layer states manager and I just want to do some more design work, but I want dimensions on and restore those. So the dimensions should stay and a lot of the text disappears. It's up to you, but this particular team got muddled between those two. So if you want to use Layer States Manager, I would restrict it to model space and control the visibility of layers in your layout drawings by selecting the floating viewport, right-click and pick Layer Manager there. So I hope that sorts out a degree of confusion in the team at that Landscape Design Studio.